I just went to go see Project Almanac. Comes out Friday in theaters. Loved it. Great time traveling movie. Listen, if you like Back to the Future, it's nothing like it. But I'll tell you what, it's good to see. I'm Vince LaSpada, and I'll see you at the movies. Great Scott, buddy!
The show.
What's up, peeps? My name is Lachlan Monroe. You're watching Vinny and Skip on the best damn movie show on YouTube.com.
Are we on the best damn movie show, Vinny? Or are we just sitting here looking at a camera for no reason?
It's hard to say.
Are we wearing our brand new Martin Scorsese shirts?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. If you want to be like us, tell them the website.
Yeah, you go to aficenter.com and they will specially send them to you.
Well, welcome to the best damn movie show right here on YouTube.com. I'm your host, Vince LaSpada. Always joining me is the man that sits in the fourth row. From the fourth row, Mr. Patriots fan, the cheaters.
Oh, get out of here.
Inflating the ball. Dan Skip Allen.
Oh, God, stop giving me crap about the Patriots. You know there was a scientific reason for why those balls were just slightly underinflated.
Don't inflate my balls.
I'm not going to inflate your balls. Just get on with the...
Are you ready for the Super Bowl this weekend?
Oh, I'm very, very ready for the Super Bowl. I could never have been more ready for the Super Bowl. I had predicted this all season long. I thought it was going to be the Patriots and the Seahawks.
Well, we're going to go to Bob's house. If you don't know Bob, Bob is one of our friends from the movies. We've met him, we met him going to screenings, and his brother's he told me his brother has a huge house, too.
Oh, really? So we're going to have a good old time? A lot of drink, a lot of food, a lot of fun, a lot of Patriots scoring touchdowns, hopefully.
2 big TVs. I told him, I said, I'm going to find the fluffiest part on the couch and park my ass right there for the rest of the night.
Probably a good idea. A good idea. You don't want to be moving around too much because you want to keep an eye on my Patriots and Tom Brady throwing that ball around.
I think I'm going to focus on drinking a couple beers besides the game.
Yeah.
And then you got Baby, I'm a fire.
Katy Perry.
And then you got American Woman. Stay away from me.
Lenny Kravitz. I think I'm interested to see a mix between Lenny Kravitz and Katy Perry.
Have you ever seen Lenny Kravitz?
No, I wouldn't have minded seeing him. He's on my bucket list of bands.
I've seen Lenny Kravitz and Aerosmith together.
Did you really? They're pretty good?
They are really good. Really good. Well, let's stop talking about football and music and get into the Best in Movie Show. This week on the show, I'm going to give you reviews of... we just went to go see Project Almanac. It's a time-traveling movie, not Back to the Future. We're also I'm going to talk about The Wedding Ringer, The Boy Next Door, and I went to go see Paddington. And what are you going to talk about?
I'm going to talk about some Oscar contenders. Still Alice. Well, Cake didn't get any Oscar nominations. And A Most Violent Year, another movie that did not get Oscar nominations, but it was talked about a lot. Another movie that a lot of people talked about possibly getting a nomination, Mr. Turner. So I'm going to talk about those movies.
What do you think about the intro in the beginning of the movie?
Yeah, I think that time travel is very interesting, and I think I would love to put you back in time, maybe back when you were in the Pop Warner football, and make you lose some of this girth that you have on.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, God.
Well, let's get into a review of tonight's movie. It comes out Friday, the 29th. Oh, no, wait. The 30th, because Saturday's the 31st. So it comes out the 30th. Now this one is a, we call it shaky cam, but the story is so good in this movie. I mean, I'm not going to say it's terrific, but the way it's shot and just the concept of it, and it makes you think sometimes of the story.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, you know, you think, okay, well, you go back. We've all had that dream where we want to go back in time. And what would we do if we could go back in time? And you and me even talked about it on the ride over here. You know, after the movie, we kind of talked about the movie, and you know, what would you do? And of course, you have those obligatory things that you would do. What would you do if you went back in time, Vinny? Obvious things that probably a lot of people would do.
Well, I think one thing I would do, because I kind of regret not doing, is I think I would go back to high school, and I think I would be more into books and study and get into a good college. And I'm not going to get into it, but when I was dating a certain somebody, I would go up to another state and see her, and she lived at a college, and I got to stay on the college campus at the guys' dorm, and I really enjoyed it. I feel like I missed that out. I missed that part of my life, to be on a college campus, to interact with college girls. I mean, to get into a little trouble. And I wish I did that.
Yeah, I think everybody has regrets about things that they would like to do in their past, but you wouldn't go play the lottery, or you wouldn't go back and get the girl that you lost.
Well, I mean, that's
stuff like that.
I think that ties into going to college.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Because I mean, a lot of people, they have their high school sweethearts, or they have their college sweethearts. And I wish, I can always say that, oh, I can go win the lottery, play the lottery, but it's like this. It's like if you have a time machine and you don't neglect it like they did a couple times in the movie, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I really like the fact that they all went back and did things that they wanted to do. They changed some things that they want to do, but then we got to see the repercussions of going back and changing things that happen. There's a major scene in the movie where they're all going to this Lollapalooza concert, and we get to see Imagine Dragons, and it was fun. And you and I have been there. We've been to a giant concert like that, and we had a blast. We wouldn't change it for the world, would we?
No, and I have to say one thing though about this movie. God, I just forgot what I was going to say.
It's a found footage movie. The actors are nobody that we know. The director is a first-time director. But I think they really did a good job, and they made it realistic to the point where if this actually happened, you could believe this movie. It's believable, right?
Yeah, and I think I like how they found the
very believable way of finding the time machine and building the time machine and that sort of stuff.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. I know going into this movie tonight, I really hated on it. I really ragged on it. I said it's going to suck. Kind of got an argument with one of the guys there. I know you said I'm not looking forward to the movie. This movie and its trailer could not sell me. I mean, it looked interesting, but it just didn't sell me.
Yeah, it wasn't enough for me either. And until you see the movie and you're like, wow, this is a pretty good movie. But it's not a great movie, but it's not a bad movie either. It's a definite see it for me.
Well, I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10 for Project Almanac. I'm glad. Yeah, I would like to see more from this director, and hopefully these actors will get to see them in more things. Because we alluded to some guy in line said that Project X was a good movie, and he liked Project X. But there was some actors that came out of Project X, but now we know as actors that we see in a lot of different things. And Miles Teller is one of them. So hopefully we'll get to see
but
some of these actors again.
I look at it like this. You know how I didn't like Inherent Vice?
Inherent Vice, yeah.
I feel like you have to be in that time period to like movies like that.
Yeah.
I feel like Project Almanac, it's a younger movie. It's about kids that are partying, having fun, doing drugs, drinking. Inherent Vice is about hippies and smoking pot and doing the hibbity-jibbity, all that goofy garbage.
Yeah. So you think it's more of an older person's movie to see Inherent Vice, and Project Almanac is more for younger, early 20s.
I mean, let's put it this way: we're not getting younger.
No, I'm only getting older. I just went through a birthday, so I'm older. Actually,
and I feel like I'm getting old, but I know I'm way younger than you are.
Yeah, you're a lot younger than me. But I know you're starting to feel old now. You hit that. You're close to the big.
But I want to show real quick before we go on to the next. I want to show a couple pictures of that display they had at the movie theater. Take a look at these pictures. Now if you can see this one, there's a light right underneath where they're standing, and it's a really cool. And then here's a couple other ones of just playing around. We had a buddy Nick, and he was taking some pictures too. But no, it was a really cool. It was a really cool movie. I enjoyed it. Go on with what do you want to talk about?
Well, I saw some other movies. Like I said, I saw A Most Violent Year. Now, A Most Violent Year is from director J.C. Chandor. He directed All Is Lost last year, and it stars Oscar Isaac and Jessica Chastain. Now, this was getting a lot of Oscar buzz, but it came out December 31st in limited release, and so it just recently came out in the Orlando area. And it's about, if you're old enough to remember the oil embargo of the early 80s, where we had cars parked around the block trying to get the last gallons of gas because we thought we were going to run out of gas, and in the Middle East wasn't going to give us gas. Well, there's gas companies, and they were fighting for territories in New York, and it is very interesting how that some of these gas companies didn't like how this one gas company was growing, and they were doing things the right way, and it was kind of like a takeoff on like The Godfather or gangster movies, but around this whole gas thing, You
said it's a talkie.
A lot of talking, not a lot of action. Oscar Isaac and Jessica Chastain have the screen quite a bit.
Is it like Inherent Vice, a lot of talking? Yeah,
quite a bit of talking, but no smoking, not a lot of debauchery, drinking and drugs and stuff like that. It's just a lot of narrating each other, talking to each other, talking the story out from one person to the other.
Any ends?
Ends? No.
Letter ends?
No.
Ends for nipples?
No, there's no nudity or none of that stuff. It's just very interesting story about the early 80s. And if you grew up in the early 80s, you probably remember something about this. And this is an interesting little story.
So I'm going to give it to you.
I give it a see it. I'm really looking forward to more of Oscar Isaac. I liked him last year in Llewyn Davis.
All right, well, when we come back here on the Best Movie Show, we're going to get in some more Cake, The Wedding Ringer. So stick around. You're watching the Best Movie Show right here on YouTube.com.